Namaste. Today I am going to share you a story of two gurus who are known for the foundation and sharing the wisdom for entire human well-being. This is story coming from Hatha Yoga, and about this guru you must have heard from other people or if you are reading the book. One of them is known for awakening first his own guru, and so if you can guess, if not, I'm talking about the most two wonderful gurus of their time, Guru Machendranath and Guru Gorakhnath. Who are these two gurus and what is their story? So let's explore the journey of Hatha Yoga from Adi Yogi himself, and let's see what the wisdom they shared for us, and at this point of time how we are working on us through this wisdom which they brought and shared with us for our physical, mental, emotional and spiritual well-being. I'm going to talk about Guru Machendranath, Gorakhnath, Adinath, and the journey of Hatha Yoga from where it started. So if you know about Hatha Yoga, this comes from the traditional aspect of Lord Shiva himself. Shiva known as Adi Yogi, and how this wisdom came to for human well-being. The story revolves around once Parvati was waiting for Lord Shiva in a jungle, and what she saw that Shiva is coming toward her in very different look today. She found it that he was wearing the skull mala, and that mala looks very different to her than the normal other day what she looked to him. What happened with the curiosity, she asked him, whose skulls are those which you are wearing in a mala? Shiva mischievously told her that, can you guess whose skulls are this? She said, I don't know, you have to say. And then he highlighted that who I love the most. She said, obviously me. And he expressed, yes, it's nothing but your own skulls of your past previous births and life. She said, why it is so that I'm the one who is mortal and you are the one who is immortal. On the basis of this mortality and immortality, when she expressed her wisdom, faith toward gaining the knowledge of immortality from him, he said, it is possible for you to get this wisdom, but this is not the right place, and I cannot share you this wisdom here, because if the Ganas, Rakshas, if they will listen, the demons if they will listen this, they can misuse this power of awakening. So let's take you to the one of the place where I can share you, and then he took Parvati to the Mount Kailas. The Mount Kailas is the source of many rivers, Brahmaputra also one of those. And then he sat in one of the very nice console which covered by the trees, and the stream of the river is coming out from there. And when he started to share the wisdom of immortality, or you can say this story turned to the yoga story later, he was sharing all this information with the closed eyes in the beginning, and she was also listening very carefully. But slowly what happened, she started feeling asleep, like a philosophical stories, and Shiva was on giving this wisdom. And generally when you sleep, you feel and close eyes, you say yes, yes. He was saying yes, yes too, same manner. And suddenly what happened that she fell asleep, but there was a big fish in the stream down there, and he was listening the same story. But he saw that she was falling asleep, and then he realized that he should be giving the explanation like the same way, yes, yes. And then he started making the sound while Parvati fell totally asleep. Shiva was on, and after a while, when he finished the wisdom sharing to her, he realized that he's done, and he said, "Now you're immortals." He expressed that no, it doesn't seem so because I haven't heard the full wisdom here. Then Shiva said, "Then who was listening and giving me explanation like, yes, 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 all the time?" She said, "I don't know, I have no clue." Then Shiva looked up around and found that there is a big fish which was trembling with excitement in the water that, yes, I'm the one who heard this. What happened then? Shiva found that this is something like a cheating man or somebody took this wisdom. And then he highlighted to the fish that this was not meant for you. But since now it was meant for just Parvati and it's shared forward to someone else, I would like to also let this knowledge and wisdom go forward for the human well being at physical, mental, and emotional to reaching a spiritual wisdom. What happened then with this faith to share this wisdom for the human well-being, he turned this fish into the human body. There is another story also I have which comes from the other source, but let's keep this story in the same manner for the yogic tradition, not leading toward the tantric wisdom. What happened after that? This fish who is turned from the fish to the human sage is given the name Machendranath. Hatha yogis believe in Lord Shiva, and Nath Sampradaya is become from there. Adi yogi is called Adi Nath. The first yogi is Nath. Then comes Machendranath. And let's hear the story forward, what happened ahead while sharing the wisdom and knowledge to others. After when Machendranath took the human body as a sage who is full of the wisdom of yogi, experience is not, but all the wisdom is within him. And Shiva told him to spread this from the entire places around the world. He moved forward to share the wisdom, and when he came to the first and second village from the Himalaya top, down there, he realized that he is hungry and in the verge of finding the food. When he gone from few houses, there is a tradition of Hatha Yoga that the maximum they can go 3 to 9 house. If somebody going to give them the food, they will eat. If not, they will not eat. This is the traditional aspect of Hatha Yogis. So Hatha Yogis basically at that period of time beg and survive because they are always lean to the sadhana, the practices. What happened that when he opened the door of somebody, one of the house, after knocking, the lady when came at the door and found a big heighted yogi in front standing, she expressed that, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Machendranath and I'm hungry, mother, give me some food." She said, "Don't worry, I'll bring you the food." But he realized that this lady was very sad. What happened when he felt the sadness of others, being a yogi, he asked the question, "Why you look very sad?" She expressed that, I'm from a businessman family. My husband is a businessman. He's all over the time around his shop and doing other chores. I'm in the house. I finished all the house chores, and see, for me this afternoon, I'm doing nothing. And I don't have somebody to play. I can't produce a kid. This, when expressed by the lady, Machendranath felt very bad about it. And he said, "Okay, I give you the prasad." The prasadam means the fruit which will take the action for you. And if you eat this, you will be pregnant very soon. He closed his eyes, and from the ash of the Shiva, in meditative Shiva, he took that ash and bring for her like a prasad and offer to her. After taking the prasadam from Machendranath, he said that I'm going down toward the plains to share the wisdom and finding more yogis who can learn these things from me. and I will come back to you after 12 years, and then I will see you and your son. After that, he left the place, and the lady, with so much excitement that she got the fruit which she has to take it. But when the husband came in evening, she expressed that today afternoon something wonderful happened, that there was one of the sage came and given the prasadam. But the husband felt very absurd about the situation, and he failed and said, anybody can make you fool. This kind of babas, gurus can come anytime for begging and make you fool, and you can give anything. She felt something that she was misled by this yogi, and after listening the husband's voice, she decided to throw that in the garbage. What she did that, the prasadam, the ass was given by Machendranath, she threw down in the cow dung cake behind the house. And what happened, the realization, she has no clue after. But by this, time passes by, 12 years passed, and Machendranath come back after 12 years with a few 8 different yogis along with himself. He realized to come to the same place where he started first time to eat as a human body. He knocked back the door with the excitement to see the kid. And what happened? When he knocked the door and found the lady at the door came back, but she is still not happy. This was not acceptable. He felt like something wrong is here, and he again asked the lady, see that I have now other 8 yogis who are under me, and they are doing their practice of yogic sadhana, Hatha Yoga sadhana, and we all want to eat today at your place. She said, you most welcome, and I would be loving to share the food for all of them. But Guruji, I still don't have a kid. Machendranath got really shocked after listening her that how it is even possible. He asked, what happened to the prasadam which I gave you to eat before sunrise? She said, my husband told me that this is not something is meant to eat. This is something you have to throw out because anybody can make you fool. And I thrown that prasadam outside. He said, can you take me to the place where you threw that? She took in the backyard where she threw, and then Machendranath asked other yogis to open that place, and they removed all the cow dung, and what they found it, there are 12-year-old kid sitting in the cow dung in the meditative position. Who is that? He is the ass which born in the womb of the cow dung. So this is how the story follows, that somebody says Gorakhnath is the name given because Gorakh. So in the cow dung cake womb, he born it actually instead of mother womb. After that, when lady saw there is a 12-year kid sitting in the meditative position, she said, oh, this is my kid. Then Machendranath refused to giving the kid, saying, sorry, I given you the prasadam, but you didn't take it. Now this kid is going to be one of the most famous and known for the yogic wisdom in the entire world. And I'm taking this kid with me for the yogic sadhana. I'm very sorry, I cannot give you this kid anymore. And then this is the way he made it 9 Navnath. All this Navnath, the 9 yogis at that period of time become one of the highest yogi on the earth. One of them is the name given by Machendranath is Gorakhnath. Now this kid who is 12-year-old, he has numerous power because he didn't born from the human body. He born from Shiva himself as a form of Shiva, like Machendranath is also transformed the body from the Shiva. So if you see that the approach here, Adi Yogi, immortal, Machendranath is also kind of the one who doesn't have its own presence from the human body, and the Gorakhnath is none but Shiva himself took a form and giving this wisdom for the human well-being. Now, what happened? Machendranath took all these 9 yogis to practice in the Himalayan village, higher on the Himalaya, and after a while, when he deputed everybody to once in a month to go nearby market to buy stuff, and every day one yogi will go to beg the food. What happened? Gorakhnath, being youngest in all these 9 yogis, used to go sometime with the other yogi to the market or sometime to beg around. One time came a situation when all other 8 yogi cannot go outside, and somebody only who can send to the market giving some mudra by Machindanath to buy things from the market for livelihood. He sent Gorakh to market, and he said, "Yes, Guruji, I will fulfill everything, whatever they need it." And he went, he bought the stuff. While coming back from the market to the village, what happened that because Gorakhnath was full of siddhis, doing 12 years of yogic sadhana without knowing even that he is doing some sadhana, he already have the spiritual power, the prasakti working for him. So on the way back from the market to the village and to the area where all this yogi are practicing, what happened? He saw some kids were performing and playing with a doll near the mango tree. When he saw that, the one of the small girl trying to make the doll kid like not to cry, not to cry, and he also participated with those kids and touched the small baby doll like not to cry. And suddenly what happened when he given the caress to the artificial doll, she become alive baby. In reality, all villagers when heard the crying of a baby coming out within the kids, all the kids shocked and they called their parents. They all gathered around and hold Gorakhnath, asking that who is he? He looks like a mysterious Baba or someone who is a magician. Gorakhnath tried to explain that he is not a magician, he is just a yogi. But what happened that nobody is ready to believe. But suddenly Machindranath, when understood that this is what happened, there with his consciousness, he ran to see in the village. And what happened this time, that he asked everybody that leave him because he is just a yogi. They expressed that what will happen to the kid who just born out from him. He made the doll alive, and this is like a shockingly for everybody. Machindranath then took his step forward and called the lady who was expecting to be a baby, giving that small baby doll to her, and then he took Gorakhnath back to the practice place. This incident was quite shocking for every yogi. What happened after? After he decided not to send him alone, but again after a few months, same situation happened that he has to send Gorakhnath somewhere, and this time he has to go to beg some houses for the food because other yogis are on doing higher sadhana with the perspective to the defined goal of Hatha Yoga. In this time, Gorakh promised that he will not act and do anything, something what happened previously, and then he went to beg the food for all other yogi. He went to few houses, and this time he went in one of the house where lady saw a young yogi, and she gave a lot of food for all every yogi, 8 yogis. And when he came back, he served the food, but Machindranath was sitting in his sadhana, and then he said, "You all can eat first, and I will eat at last." Everybody ate the delicious pudding which is given to Gorakhnath by this lady. And when Machindranath came at the last, it was nothing left, almost nil, just a small course. What happened that he served to Machindranath, and with all his expression of the delicious food, Machindranath says, "Wow, this is very nice in taste. Is there more?" With this expression, that is there any more, Gorakhnath felt that my Guru given me something here to express, and I should fulfill his wish. But how can I do that? Because there is nothing more left in the utensils. He thought that he should go back to the lady and get more food for him. What did he do then after? He immediately with his power went to this lady house again and requesting at the door that give some more food. She said, "Why you come back? I'm not giving you any more food." And they gone into the quarreling argument that give me and give me not. This way, when this lady was arguing that I will not give you leave this place, Gorakhnath expressed that, see, my Guru first time asked me something, is there any more? And I think that I have to fulfill his wish, because we follow what Guru say, and this is where the Adesh comes in the role in Hatha Yoga. Now, with this thought, when lady says, I will give you, can you give me something back? He said, yes, whatever you want, I will give you. But right now, you have to give me the pudding which you given for all of us. She said, okay, I go and bring the food. And can you give me your eyes? Gorakhnath said, yes, I can give you my eyes, because he has very different looking ringer eyes. And then when lady came at the door to exchange the food with the eye, he actually snatched off his eyes, and with the blood tearing off from the hands, he offered the eyes to the lady. Lady saw that sight, exchanging the food with the eyes. He got fainted immediately, and with his power, he went back. But suddenly, Machendranath realized that something again happened very bad, and then he came to see, and what he realized, that lady is fainting in that position at the same place. He given the carriage, and then lady expressed that this is what happened. He said, sorry, he is Gorak, and he just wanted to fulfill the wish which I expressed. He is not wrong here, but I understand your side, and I apologize for what had happened here in few minutes ago. Please, I don't want any more food, and I do not want to bother you anymore, and I just want to excuse with him here. And then he took Gorakhnath again to the cave where all other yogis were practicing for a long time. And then with all anger, he said, I told you last time that I don't want you to do such act. Why did you do so? He said, because you expressed, and I feel like my Guru said something, why I shouldn't fulfill that. He said, that's fine, but now I don't feel like I should give you more practice together, and I want you to go and practice some yogic sadhana alone higher on the hills. And he sent him for 14 years living a jungle life in the Himalayan top village. Gorakh humbly accepted that, and he went to Himalayan village to practice alone. And for 14 years of time, he is practicing different yogic sadhana and performing and getting different type of siddhi aligning to him. Now, there is a very famous mudra which we perform so that our body can equip its own without food and water and survive. It's known as Khechri Mudra. Gorakhnath performed Khechri Mudra. Gorakhnath performed different type of yogic sadhana. And at the very same time, when Machendranath had sent him, he also decided not to be with the 8 other yogis, but go find more yogic people who can practice, learn, and grow this Himalayan healing practices around the world. With this thought in mind, he went to Kasi Vishwanath, and he met Lord Shiva, and after he decided to go forward to the north and northeast India. While traveling to the northeast, he reached to the one of the place known as Kadaliban near Assam and the Sakti Peeth Kamru Kamakhya. What happened when Machendranath reached there, he found that the beautiful garden and that there is a gate like a dynasty. He stopped himself, a young dynamic yogi with Trishul and all Kundal Kamandal in his body. He stand at the main door while 2 ladies who were ruling that place saw Machendranath. And they saw Machendranath, decided to immediately take him inside this dynasty. Machendranath was very impressed with this place, and this is where we say a yogi lost his consciousness. Why? Because Lord Shiva told Machendranath, the time will come for you when you will forget your own wisdom. And this is the time when Machendranath came in contact with this 2 lady, and he forgotten his own conscious about who is he. Slowly he was living like a king, like a normal dynasty holder, and he was acting and doing all the act as a king to develop the place with this two lady as a queen. After 14 years, when Guru Gorakhnath completed his practices, he decided that he is not yet awakened and he wants to meet his Guru to get awakening now. With this thought in mind, when he came back to the same place where other yogis were performing, he realized that they are not letting him enter to the cave where Machindranath used to sit. And what happened after? He thought how to find out where is his guru. And then he went to one of the other yogi who he knew that he was close to Machindranath, asking where the my guru is. When he asked him, he refused, saying that I don't know. The last time he just said, I'm practicing some sadhana in cave and nobody is allowed to enter in this cave. He thought he may be inside, but nobody is allowed, so how can I go and see? And then he decided not to disrupt the function, what the other are doing there. So he entered into the mind of the yogi to find out where the guru is. When he entered and go back in the past of the memory of the yogi, he realized that the last time he was told by Machindranath that he is also going same period of time to the north and northeast India to spread and find more yogis to develop Nath Sampradaya. Then he decided to go Kasi Vishwanath, Gorakhnath, and when he decided to go Kasi Vishwanath and finding his guru, he understood that he is not there. And on his journey, not only he went to Kasi Vishwanath, but he was traveling in the other part of Himalaya, in Dharamshala, Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur, and moving forward toward the Assam region. When he reached there in the Assam area, what happened that he realized that the sense is that this is the area where his guru is. But suddenly when he was entering to the Kadli one area, the two other guard ladies stopped and said, no, this is not acceptable that yogi can enter to this area. This area is only acceptable to the king and other wealthy people who can go inside and enjoy. Gorakhnath felt very disturbed here that he is not allowed to go and he seems he can find his guru in this area. What did he do then? He found that there are two ladies who are going to this area for performing the dance. He understood that this is the opportunity for him to enter in one of the body and go along. And suddenly he entered in one of the other dancer lady and gone along with the other to perform the dance and to find out whether his guru in the same area. What happened next? The next day when they have to perform, all other performers along these two ladies, one of them is Gorakh inside them, they reach to the area where the performance is happening in this assembly. One after other, all performers were doing their practices and showing the dance performance. When time came for Gorakhnath along with the other to perform, when other ladies started performing the dance, it was a wonderful sound of the anklet. But the time the other lady where the Gorakhnath is in the body, when he put his feet down, the sound is coming like Bhag Machinder Gorakhaya, Bhag Machinder Gorakhaya. The meaning is that run away Machinder, the Gorakh is here. The two ladies heard the sound coming differently and who is taking the name of Machinder. Like Machindranath's name, somebody can take it and the sound is very loud. Everybody is shocked to hear this kind of sound coming from the earth. Immediately she stopped the other lady saying not to perform and who are you actually. What happened then? This person says, I'm the one who is Gorakhnath and the king here is my guru, Machindranath. She said, no, he is the king. He is not Machindranath. He refused to accept that and say, can I talk to him in a person? I think he is not in his consciousness about that who is he actually. Machindranath got a little understanding that something is there and he said, okay, I'll meet you tomorrow and allow him to live here like a guest for a night and I will see tomorrow when I meet you, what you have to express. When he met him next day, he decided to understand that who is he, and here we see the student is awakening his own guru. Then Gorakhnath bring all the past stories and the information about Machindranath, and then suddenly Machindranath realized that yes, he is no one else but his own student Gorakhnath. After a while, when Gorakhnath understood that Machindranath got little sense, he thought, I want to take you because I need more wisdom. What wisdom he's talking about? He's talking about the awakening. And the awakening which we all relate nowadays and everybody is all about is called Kundalini awakening. Gorakhnath wanted to awaken his Kundalini Shakti, and so Shiva and Parvati Milap could happen at Sahasrara. With this thought of evolutionary awakening, when Machindranath was asked by Gorakhnath to give this wisdom, he refused to say that he still can offer this because he had no consciousness left. Gorakhnath understood that my guru is not in the full of consciousness, and somehow, when he is taking him toward India Nepal, what happened that Machindranath came out of the contact of this two lady, which is Maya, you can say, and still he was wearing the golden necklace. So, traditionally we understand and we say always the two things which attract the woman is basically gold and woman. So males are always attracted to these things, and still you can see our tradition that most of the men like to wear the big necklace, chain, and that there are many gold men around us. So Gorakhnath realized that his guru was still wearing the one of the golden necklace in his neck, and he keep on reminding that he was very comfortable while living there, instead walking on the path and going to the practice more and sharing yogic wisdom. But then Gorakhnath has to break down his myth here and bring him back to the consciousness. He asked, what you need more? I can give you whatever you need it. Machindranath says, really? Can you give me what I needed? And he said, yeah, I can. I see that you're wearing the gold necklace. Do you want more gold? He said, yes, can you? He said, why not? And suddenly what happened that at the place where this discussion was happening, Gorakhnath saw there is a mountain known as the Geru Ka Pahar, the red soil mountain, small like plateau. He turned the entire mountain looking like a complete gold mountain. Machindranath got so attracted. Immediately he expressed and said, wow, is that possible that I can take it all? He said, yes, it's all yours. Suddenly when he decided to go and get some gold, Gorakhnath pulled out his necklace, and this way, immediately when he touched to the soil, everything in the golden turned back to the soil, the red soil, and his consciousness came back that he is the yogi. Immediately he took the same soil, rubbed in his white cloth, and turned to the kesariya, the gerua. Now from here our tradition of Hatha Yoga and the color of the gerua start as a monk, as a sannyasi. So he gone back to the sannyasi after living around 14 years with these two ladies. Then when he become a same wisdom filled yogi, then when Gorakhnath expressed, Guruji, can you please awaken me? He given the knowledge of Kundalini awakening. What we do in the practice of Kundalini awakening. Pranayama. There are various pranic exercises which we perform. Bandhas, because he said there are 9 doors in the body which you have to close, and then you have to awaken the channel. And how the channel and the energy can awaken within us? We have to purify all the 72,000 nadi, the chi meridian, what we call. And then the Ida Pingla, the right and left, when balance in the flow, the third we have to generate. But the two things which takes your prana maximum is your krodh and calm. Krodh means the anger, fire, and calm means two aspects. One is the desire and other is the sexual side of it. So these things takes our maximum prana from the cosmic to the centric system. Now our centric system, which revolves around the Kundalini Shakti, and the Kundalini Shakti, which is the slipent form of the energy residing within us in the Brahm Granthi, in the down, and Lord Shiva house is here, above, beyond the head, Sahasrara. How to take forward the energy and connect to the Shiva, that's the journey of the awakening which every yogi in the Hatha Yoga especially have to perform. That's their goal. So, in yogic goal of Hatha Yoga, Kundalini awakening is the path. So, Shakti path Kriya, when you perform other pranic exercises, and when you do this sadhana, this is called Kundalini awakening. When he got this realization through Khechri Mudra, practicing Shakti path Kriya, practicing Nadi Sodhan Kriya, practicing pranic exercises, when he realized that, he got fully awakened through the Guru. After they both split their path, one went higher in the Nepal, Machendranath, and Guru Gorakhnath decided while he was in that area, the Vajrayani Buddhism was taken over, Tantric aspect, and the Hindu Tantric also got manipulated by the Panchmakar performing practices, which is the Tantric sadhana, we call it. So, this is the way we see how the Guru Gorakhnath got enlightenment, awakening, and also he awakened his own Guru in the journey. I finished this story here. It is still long story, and in the next topic, I may cover the Panchmakar performing by Tantric sadhana and how Gorakhnath corrected and completed the contemplated knowledge and the wisdom they were performing and doing the lot of mistake, not the yogic sadhana. Thank you for listening and hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.